Around 3 p.m., a woman named Bonita was home alone while her husband was at work. As she sat watching TV in the living room, she suddenly heard a loud, terrifying noise coming from the kitchen. At that exact moment, the kitchen's security camera captured something chilling, something she couldn't explain. Suddenly, the stove shook uncontrollably before lifting up and crashing down. But just seconds before, a dark, semi-transparent figure had passed quickly on the opposite side. Bonita insists that even if the stove had malfunctioned, there is no way it could have shaken like that on its own. Because of this, many believe that an unseen, invisible entity may have been responsible for destroying it, and the mysterious figure that appeared might be related to what happened. So, what do you think? A woman named Courtney recently posted videos of strange and terrifying things happening inside her home that she couldn't explain. The story began on an ordinary day. When Courtney was sitting in her living room, suddenly she noticed her baby's car seat started moving on its own. Shocked, she quickly grabbed her phone and began recording.
Literally nothing here. My baby is sleeping. I don't have a remote. It just did its own thing.
Even the dog seemed terrified, behaving strangely, as if it could see something invisible. But that wasn't all. Just a few days later, while Courtney was folding laundry and listening to her favorite podcast, something happened that left her completely terrified. Let's watch the footage.
I'm just gonna give this one venue a chance. We'll see how it goes. And we drive there. It's 2.5 hours away, and it looked exactly like my vision. And immediately in my heart, like I cannot explain the feeling in my heart, like it just felt warm, and I'm like, this is it, like this is my vision. And you guys are like, wow, this sounds like such an amazing story. God is good, God is great, He is all the time, but there's more to it. And this is just, wow, looking back, I'm like, God really, He just loves us so much. But so I secured that wedding venue. It's great, everything's good to go. I signed the papers, I called Drew. He was like in the thick of PA school at the time, and so he could have toured with me. He had a test that day, and I was like, this is it, this is my vision. And so fast forward to the wedding day. Fast forward to the wedding week. The entire the wedding, it says it's going to pour down, storm down that whole week. Not only that, it's going to be hot.
The dog started staring at the door and growling. Then it began walking slowly towards the door, as if afraid of something, before finally leaving. Suddenly, a baby bottle moved and was thrown towards Courtney. At that moment, she panicked, grabbed her daughter, and ran out of the room. After everything that happened, Courtney became convinced that her house might be haunted, and now she's seriously considering moving somewhere else. So, what do you think? A woman named Jacqueline moved into a new house with her daughter, but after just 1 month, Specifically in August 2025, something terrifying was captured by the home's security cameras. On that day, while Jacqueline was taking a shower on the second floor, her daughter was downstairs in the kitchen. Suddenly, something happened.
Time blowing off steam. But now at the casino, she's playing to avenge Paul's death. She lures Victor into a trap, letting him gain his confidence, win a few hands just to see what his tendencies are. But then she goes for the throat.
Within 4 hours, Sally has cleaned Victor out, winning the entire $100,000.
Frequently in a poker game like this, those stakes are so high, emotions are so high, often these disputes are carried away from the poker table. You would become so angry that you would act out violently.
Instead of just leaving the game this time, Sally's scared.
The girl felt something grab her arm. Terrified, she immediately ran upstairs to her mother. Jacqueline says her daughter was completely terrified and told her she felt something grab her arm tightly. When Jacqueline looked, she noticed a red mark on her daughter's arm. Without hesitation, Jacqueline went to review the security camera footage and was horrified to see objects moving and throwing on their own directly toward her daughter.
To a trap, letting him gain his confidence, win a few hands.
$100,000.
So what do you think? Was this something truly supernatural, or is there another explanation behind these disturbing events? A woman named Morgan owns a bakery in Virginia. For years, she has been sharing videos of terrifying things happening inside her bakery, captured by security cameras. And these things are still occurring to this day. Many might say that objects moving or falling on their own could be staged or pulled by strings. However, the footage we're about to show is completely different and seem very real. Morgan says she always finds plastic bowls that's shaped like a spider web in places where they shouldn't be in. This made her suspect they were somehow connected to the unexplained events. Hoping to put an end to it all, she decided to get rid of all the plastic bowls. However, a few days later, Morgan notices a spider web bowl laying on the couch where all the customers sit. Shocked, she reviewed the security footage to see how the bowl had got there. But what she saw was beyond terrifying and completely unexplainable. It appears as if the bowl had morphed out of a painting inside their shop. Watch the video and look closely. Morgan was horrified after watching the recording. It looks as if the bowl came out of the painting. Morgan now believes that a hidden entity residing in the bakery may be attempt to get back at her for throwing the bowls away. But that wasn't the only incident. Another security camera captured a similar, unexplained event. Like before, the camera captured something comes out of a painting. But this time, Morgan claims that what fell onto the floor was a small plastic skeleton. However, when you look closely, it actually looks like a soda bottle coming out of the painting. Morgan shared the video in hopes that someone could explain what's really happening inside her bakery. So, what do you think is going on here? Recently, a mother shared a video recorded by her home security camera. While reviewing the footage, she accidentally noticed something in the corner of her living room. When she zoomed in, she saw something that completely terrified her. But before this incident, the mother had already experienced strange and unsettling events involving her child's toys, events she had recorded with her phone. Some might say it's just a malfunction in the toys. However, the mother insists that this has been happening repeatedly, and there is nothing wrong with the toys. She adds that her child has started interacting and playing with an unseen entity. At first, she thought it was just a child's imagination. But what the security camera captured that day was so disturbing, it completely changed her mind. A plate suddenly fell off the shelf on its own, and then something resembling a humanoid figure appeared, moving near her child's bed. Fortunately, her child was not in the bed at that moment. The woman adds that she only has one dog and one cat in the house, and they were the ones seen on the couch at the time. She has no idea what that thing could be. So, what do you think it was? The following video was posted on Instagram and was reportedly captured by a security camera in a village in Brazil in August 2025. At around 11 p.m., a man heard strange and terrifying noises near his house. He went outside to investigate, but found nothing. So he decided to check the security camera footage to identify the source of the sounds. But what he discovered was frightening and difficult to explain. At first, a small, glowing object appeared, moving slowly. Seconds later, 3 luminous objects, resembling transparent creatures floating along the road. Moments later, they began to fade, until they completely vanished. The man believes that what appeared was not natural and could be related to the paranormal. So, what do you think? A woman named Akina shares videos of her daily life on her account, capturing every moment with her only child, Banco, since the day he was born. But on January 29th, 2024, around 2:30 a.m., while Akina was sleeping next to her child, she suddenly woke up to something terrifying. The door began to open and close on its own, but that wasn't the most frightening part. Akina later pointed out something that made the footage even more disturbing. When the door opened, she saw someone standing there. It looked exactly like her husband, but her husband was still at work. He hadn't come home yet. Akina stared at him, then got up to greet him. You can even hear the sound of the main doorbell ringing as the door was opened. Akina says her husband began to walk away, so she followed him, and then something truly terrifying happened. Akina froze in place with fear, and the door began to move on its own again. But when she went downstairs, she found the door completely closed. That's when she realized what she saw was not her husband. She ran back to the room, screaming in terror, and immediately called her husband, who returned home about an hour later. So if that wasn't her husband, then what did Akina see? And who or what was moving the door? In August 2025, a security camera inside a motorcycle dealership in Thailand captured something mysterious and frightening. In the footage, a female employee can be seen sitting inside the shop, waiting for potential customers. Everything seems normal until suddenly something strange happens. Suddenly, the door opened by itself. The woman stands up and walks toward the entrance and began talking to an invisible customer that only she can see. Moments later, her co-workers notice what's happening and rush toward her, trying to tell her that there is no one in front of her. Suddenly, she collapsed. Later, the woman claims that she clearly saw a man walk into the store. He was asking about a motorcycle, just like any normal customer. But as soon as her co-workers approached, the man vanished into thin air. At that moment, she panicked and collapsed. So what really happened here? Was it a hallucination or something far more disturbing? This video was recently posted by a man from the Philippines on his TikTok account. He says that he and his family were asleep late at night when their dog started barking aggressively and non-stop, something very unusual for it. Worried that a thief might be trying to break into the house, the man immediately went to check the security camera footage. But what he found was terrifying.
Hello guys, Aji ko pala. Ipapakita ko lang sa inyo guys kung ano yung nakuha ng CCTV namin noong 2019 pa. Ayan, October 14, 2019. So, ngayon ko lang siya binidyoan or pinakita sa inyo kasi hinanap ko talaga tong video na to, yung record ng CCTV namin noon sa bahay ng parents ko. So, ayan, ipapakita ko sa inyo guys kung ano yung nakuha ng CCTV namin. Tingnan nyo guys sa 10/29/17. Okay? Tingnan nyo dito, may lalabas dito na parang usok. Tapos mabilis siyang papunta dito. Okay, wait natin mag 17. Okay, wait lang natin 17 seconds. Ayun. Okay, back natin 17. Tingnan nyo dito. Ayun. Kita nyo? Ulitin natin. 17. Ayun, sobrang bilis niya. Tapos yung pangalawang nagpakita siya is 10:30. Ayan, tingnan nyo dito, mag-20 dyan. Tapos sa time na to, parang lumalakad na lang siya. Tingnan nyo, parang usok. Tapos, nawala siya dito. Balik natin. Ayan. Diba? Sa mga hindi pa naniniwala na may mga espiritu talaga na gumagala sa bahay natin, sa labas man o loob ng bahay. So ito na, nakita ko na.
Out of nowhere, a white, semi-transparent figure suddenly appeared. It moved back and forth in the backyard, then vanished like it was never there. When the family went outside to investigate, they found nothing, no sign of anyone. It was as if the dog was the only one who could see whatever that thing was. The man believes that what appeared in the footage was a real ghost. What do you think? The following creepy video was posted by a man on Reddit, captured by a security camera inside his home. Late at night, around 4:30 a.m., while the man was watching TV, he suddenly heard a strange noise coming from the living room. Moments later, something mysterious and truly frightening happened. Let's watch the footage. At first, a handbag fell to the floor on its own. The man picked it up and placed it back, assuming it was nothing unusual. But then, the chair began to move by itself. The man claims that he has recently become constantly hearing strange noises in his home, and he believes that the house may now be haunted. What do you think? The following video was recorded by a security camera and shared by a man who claims he lives alone in his house. He says he had been living peacefully, but recently, whenever he returns from work, he notices that things inside his home have been moved and are no longer where he left them. So, he decided to install surveillance cameras inside his house to understand what was really happening. After a few days, he reviewed the footage, but what he discovered was truly terrifying.
Kaya sinend niya to. Okay. Kita guys, mas nakakatakot to. Tingnan niyo yung phone niya. Di ba patay? Tapos ito, kung nakita niyo, dumaan siya dito and then umandar yung phone. Kita niyo? Umunta siya dito and then bumalik siya. Okay, balik muna natin. Then dito yung electric pa. Dadaan siya dito. Yan. Di ba? Nandito siya galing, tapos babalik siya. Di ba? Okay? Nandito siya galing, and then pumunta siya dito. Okay? Yan yung mabuti yung phone. Ayan. Ayan, bumalik siya. Tapos yung phone, umaandar pa rin. Nakikita nyo? Yung mabuti. Diba? So, ayan siya.
A dark, semi-transparent figure resembling a human shape, can be seen moving inside the room. Some might argue that what appeared was simply the shadow of someone walking outside near the window. But when you look closely, you can see that the shadow first appeared inside the room, on the right side, and not from the window. This means that the figure is actually inside the room, not outside. What makes it even more disturbing is the phone on the couch. It seems to react strangely whenever the entity approaches it.
Ayan. Ayan, bumalik siya. Tapos yung phone, umaandar pa rin. Nakikita nyo? Yung mabuti. Diba? So, ayan siya.
The man now believes that what he captured is a real ghost, and that his home may be haunted. What do you think?